Virgo, I think it's a necessary thing that we have to discuss, and how much courage it takes to be somebody who worries as much as you do, who is inclined to worry as much as you do in the middle of a pandemic. It can't be understated how much anxiety it causes the zodiac sign that is literally in charge of health and wellness. Like, to be in the middle of a pandemic and all the emotions of helplessness, that could bring up so much fear when you don't really understand. Especially, I don't know if you guys are watching, of course, from other countries, and I'm so happy to hear when you are. But in the States, there was so much confusion. Like every week, what we were hearing was changing. And that also must have caused a horrendous amount of anxiety for you, Virgo. The reason I am talking to you about this now is because of the two cards that are staring at me. And they speak of really just not being able to let go of anxiety or fear, having a struggle with it and battling with it now. And in the energy that we're heading into, there's huge breaks, there's huge releases. So that could come in the demonstration of a vocal outburst. It could come in the demonstration of an argument. It could come in the demonstration of revelation of facts. But it's coming, and it's here to help. I feel like there's this need to help you, for almost like the universe to come in and acknowledge just how terrifying things have been for you to honor the terror that you must have felt. I mean, day to day, I've been blessed with a lot of Virgos in my life. And day to day, I know Virgos, they're the ones that say, call me when you get home. They're the ones that will text you if you're 5 minutes late. Are you okay? They're the ones that basically keep track of where everybody is and if everybody is all right. And there's so much anxiety built up right now inside of you. And I think it's residual. It's just little itsy bitsy pieces that have been built up throughout this whole crazy ass year that really didn't make any sense. And where, especially because, Virgos, they love to do that research and shit. But none of the data that was available in terms of research was even reliable. And so to feel so completely cut off from all those things that you rely on and pride yourself in, is a traumatic situation. And there's so much stress and anxiety built up that I think what's going to happen, and these two cards coming out for you, is a confrontation of that emotion, of that emotional buildup, so that you can get the assistance, get the help you need, get the relief you need. This is Virgo. So that's just the beginning of your story. Let's continue. If you like these videos, please do subscribe to the channel and be sure that you hit all notifications so that you're aware when I upload Virgo videos along with Leo and Cancer every single Friday. And don't just watch your sun sign. If you want a really well-rounded message, Virgo, watch your moon, your rising, and your sun sign so you get all dynamics of your character and yourself. Not all dynamics, there's other signs, but those main dynamics. So let's get into this dove, I love, take a leap of faith, and how beautiful this is. So in other words, to be incited, to get to the brink of almost despair, but to then be encouraged, or have somebody who reaches out and understands enough and who honors the emotion instead of judging the emotion, right? Instead of judging what you're going through, to honor it and to listen. And then you have something to leap to, like something that shifts the situation to take a leap of faith, being encouraged or inspired to take a leap of faith. And faith is a key ingredient right now in all aspects of the zodiac, but especially for you, because you're really taking a leap of faith that against your better senses. However, there's a recognition or acknowledgement that your senses are fried. You know, that you have been overworked, and overstressed. And because of that, the senses aren't working correctly and you need release, Virgo. Travel is in the past. It's coming out. It's the only card that like separated from the bunch, and it's way over here. So it's almost like in some ways you don't want to go anywhere. You don't want to do anything. The travel is something that you've almost accepted is something that you will never do or won't do anytime soon. But here we have like the world's falling on top of you. Like there's so much anxiety, you're being eaten alive. And then recognizing your blessing. A blessing comes to you, and it comes to you in the form of almost like a haloed angel choir singing moment of calm, of peace, of purity, sailing, about traveling again, or about the concept of traveling again, or looking at the larger picture. Seeing something, maybe spotting something abroad, something that entices you to come out, recognizing it's like you don't want to be lonely anymore. You don't want to be lonely anymore. You're so tired of it. It's not even your natural state. You like being around people. Virgo. 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 Here we have, in the past, I feel lost. Interesting that I feel lost landed on top of travel. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's get back to it. Now here, I am cherished and I am connected. So there is a sense of happiness and stability. There is a tranquility. There's you, your partner, your children, this warmth. So there's two things. There's a big divide between them. Travel, I feel lost. It's almost like that's not a natural state for you. And then this is the natural state for you. It's finding where you belong after a long period of being separated from yourself. Okay? Virgo. Virgo. I also see this as a deeper commitment. The beginning of a deeper commitment, maybe even in some cases, if you have been trying to get pregnant, the announcement of a child coming. This has been set up for a long time. Truth. Okay, so this is interesting. Truth is coming out way in the past. Truth is coming out way in the past. So confronting something from the past, a truth. Listen, a lot of people are getting messages delivered to them now that have been stuck in transit forever. So it's almost like, Virgo, things could be reaching you now. Why are they reaching you now? Because there is this feeling of safety that you've built around you. But the anxiety is there. The anxiety is there. It's like a message. It's messages coming from long distance or from the past. Let me get deeper into this. We have destiny here on the table. It's like this was always meant to be. This was always meant to happen. I feel like you knew this. I feel like this is a separation that you could feel was coming from a mile away, but you kind of isolated yourself away from it and you didn't want to confront it. Okay. And then we have awareness and your crown chakra, suddenly becoming enlightened. So information coming in, the aha moment of realizing, something. In other words, making it tangible and intellectual. It's not just an intuition anymore. It's something you can grapple with, you have proof with, of, it's coinciding with taking a leap of faith after all this anxiety, because this anxiety might not be anything about quarantine, right? This anxiety about something that was like the waiting for the shoe to fall, like this anxiety has been building in you for a while. And in some ways, was it worth it? Was all the worrying and all the stress worth it for all that time when it didn't come till this moment? And it's okay to be right about these things, but it's so self-destructive to allow it to get to you to the point where your life is being interfered with because of the level of anxiety that you're experiencing. And I think this is what you're confronting. This sense of, I can be intuitive and I can know the truth, but I also have to protect myself from letting it rip me apart. A time for healing, balsamic moon. This is a beautiful cathartic time for you when you realize, I am so much better than my worries. I deserve so much more than my stress. And maybe, listen, I don't have to go out and be the world adventurer. Maybe you will. I don't know. But maybe I don't have to be. That's not the point. The point is, I deserve better than to feel locked away or isolated. And you do, Virgo. You deserve better, and you feel better not having those worries and those burdens on your shoulders. Even if it means you still want to be alone and you still want to stay away, or maybe you want to get away from people. It's like awakening and realizing, I could travel. I could just get away from people. I could take some time away from people that are driving me crazy or people that I'm stuck with. I don't have to be stuck in the same place all the time. There's a liberation that's coming for your mind. Virgo, blow off some steam. A good time to party. A good time to just revel in the happiness and prosperity that you have around you. Also, let your truth out. And then we have create. Maybe that's what you're doing, is finding a way to go somewhere through your imagination and not actually put yourself in a position that you're uncomfortable with, but use your imagination to take you places. Let go and flow. Okay, kicking your feet up in the air, and then see the light and seek an expert. That's really interesting. So in other words, somebody coming through for you that can help you hope, help you come alive again, help you decompress and de-stress and relax. This could also be hitting, a little bit of whatever it is that relaxes you, that helps to calm your fears and settle you a little bit, right? Recognizing that things are not as bad as they seem. In fact, they're actually really beautiful right now. It just depends on the timing. Are you willing to let them in? Virgo. Spontaneous intuitive creation, once again, has come from this relaxation that you experience. It's almost like you're going on, I would say this, it's almost like you're going on some sort of spiritual retreat, or going someplace that makes you feel spiritually whole and safe and warm and serene. Maybe you haven't been there in a while, but being there help you open up and see happiness and be optimistic. Listen to your heart. It's coming out blatantly in reverse. So this is a denial of your heart in the past, denying your heart, something that may have broken your heart, And then creative is here. So this could be your inspiration or your foundation for where you're allowing your creativity to flow. And there you are. It's like, it's almost through creativity that you see the light. It's almost through something creative that you're doing that you're able to reach beyond your worries and fears, or somebody's able to connect with you. Really interesting. Let's keep going, Virgo. Virgo. Because this is the time when the past and the future collide. And you'll feel it. I know you will. You're probably already feeling it, Virgo. And then we have Treasure Island, a discovery of untapped treasure. Also more of island. So it's almost like that. It's like it's finding isolation as this pristine paradise that you are able to sort of release yourself, your true self, and find your true self again, especially if you were discouraged from this creativity. It's almost like in some ways, maybe the quarantine liberated you in a way from another form of oppression. Interesting. Observer. This is watching, looking, and you get this over here too, watching and looking. Looking at your emotions, looking at how you feel, seeing how you feel, understanding and becoming enlightened by looking tenderly at what it is you're feeling. And instead of hating it or trying to distance yourself from it, honoring your emotions. Flexible, being willing to change, being willing to go with the flow, being like malleable again, instead of rigid and fearful, between worlds. So this is a transitional period for you. Something is shifting. Thinker, and that's what you are, thinker. But it's like taking your thoughts and putting them into this transition, into figuring out this transition and figuring out how you're going. It's almost like you're inspired by this transitional period instead of frightened by it, because it's giving you a place to put your mind and use your creativity, which is helping you feel your strength and your value and your worth again. Let's get into these cards, Virgo. Virgo, please do join me. I have another channel now, Astrology Motivation. That's where I post my weekly astrology forecasts and my daily tarot videos. I go live Monday through Friday and do a daily tarot card reading on Instagram. So please join me over there. Born_without_boundaries. But I also post them to Astrology Motivation too, so you can see them after that as well. And then, of course, please do join me for the Vimeo Extended. There's always an extended reading to this reading, always, to every single one of these readings, to continue the message, and also a romance-specific reading. Citrine, unnecessary worries. And I don't pick these cards. Release the burden of worries by giving them to God for healing and solutions. It's almost like something happens so you don't feel so alone. And then deep emotional healing. Your heart is ready to heal from past experiences, and you are willing to devote time and energy toward therapeutic care. This is a repeating theme. Seek an expert to see the light. You know, Virgo, it's about realizing you're worth it. That's what it is. Watermelon tourmaline. This is my favorite gemstone. Stress reduction. De-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. But really heal. Not like, this is a sense of not avoiding the healing or false healing. You know, like paying attention to keeping everything clean, but that's not the problem. The problem is your anxiety or maybe your OCD, right? So it's getting help for an underlying issue probably started way back in your past because you were separated from your heart and you were not allowed to be the creative, intuitive that you naturally are. Life lessons, falling out right on the past. You can break free from reoccurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and blessing they contain. So this is just transcendental. This is finding, and that's peridot. That is finding the strength inside of yourself that still exists and that nobody can stamp out. It's rediscovering, because the anxiety built up so bad. It's like you were pressed up against the wall. You had to do something. And now, beautiful Virgos, you're going to get the assistance or give yourself the help that you need. Let's get into the animal totem cards. Remember, these are the universe's way of using the natural world to communicate with you. So whenever you see these little buggers, especially if you see them like a real animal live in front of you, this is God talking directly to you and needing to tell you these specific messages. But also pay attention to what's happening around you when these animal totems come into your life, because that's extremely important too. I just saw 111. Virgo, you are so blessed, and this is so heaven sent, and it may even be healing that you don't even realize, or somebody in your life doesn't even realize they need. And then you have Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. That's the one card that wanted to come out for you. Buffalo is here to remind you you are not alone, you are being cared for, and that your world is an abundant space, and that you will be provided for and cared for. Let's go into the angel messages. Angel messages for Virgo, please, for Virgo. Gratitude. Make gratitude your new attitude. The stars will shine brighter upon you. All in your world will become lighter. One of your aha moments. Harmony. Disharmony occurs when we try to resist life's natural flow. Everything has its cycle. Every stage of life has its own unique meaning and purpose. Every day can be harmonious if we want it to be. This is about retuning yourself, Virgo. Getting back to that music. It's like music playing. Music is just purifying for your soul. So it's allowing yourself to get back to yourself by using music to tune yourself up and to help you find those harmonies again. Sort of your safe place, to be honest with you. And then heart song. Here we have music again. What is your heart saying? Stop and listen. Your truth lies within the empty spaces between your thoughts. Your truth shines through from within your soul. Your truth is that which is eternal and unchanging. Your truth is love. Virgo, let's continue this message over in tarot. I love you guys. I'll see you in the extended.